we have been talking about penalty corner conversions, like we haven't had a conversion of a drag flick yet. We scored 1 goal of a rebound, but not from a drag. I think in 16 matches, the scoring percentage of penalty corners is 11%. And I think Australia tops with 4 out of 11 or 12, which is why the percentage is in double digits. So are we asking a wrong question when we are saying that we are not scoring off penalty corners?
Look, I think what you're seeing is the next generation of penalty corner defence, maybe. I think that's probably what you're seeing. I think with video analysis, you can now pretty much analyse most of the things that are happening around the corners and trying to block off options, so you are constantly having to readjust what you do. I think the days of the runner taking a poor line, maybe they're over, or I think what happens in the World Cup or the Olympic Games, you end up with a team that's well drilled because everyone has been together and they've spent a lot of time trying to work them out. I think what you see in Pro League are different teams every week, every game is different, and so it's harder to coordinate that. But when it comes to major tournaments, everyone has their best runners, their best second runners, their best postmen, that type of thing. So yeah, I really don't know. What are the other coaches saying? I'm sure you've been asking them the same sort of question. It's I think that has a fairly major part of it.
Hi, Coach here.
Yes.
Sorry. Coach, how easy or tough will it be to manage the scoreboard pressure? The team will enter the match knowing what they need to do. Is it an advantage?
Knowing, I mean, it's probably an advantage knowing what your objective is. I think that's probably fair enough. But I don't think we will be getting transfixed on it. I think that's also dangerous. I think we just need to play our normal game, stay patient. Move the ball around, play simple, do all the stuff that normally gets you a good result, and then after that, we'll try and work it out from there, if that makes sense. So I think if you're continually worrying about it, you become a little bit anxious, and then the adrenaline gets too much, and maybe there's a little bit too much Bollywood, and there's a bit, and you know what I always say about that. So it'll be, I think the message will be keep it simple, stay patient. Wales are a very good team. They play a lot like England. They will hurt you. They've got a very good corner. They will hurt you if you give them oxygen.
Coach, my question to you is, I mean, the scenario is the same for the last World Cup. In last World Cup, we won first match, second one was draw. The same scenario, this time is the same. First match and second is draw. But only difference is that we are not scoring. Scoring rate is quite low. What's the reason behind it?
I'm not sure that there is a specific reason, to be honest. I think that's just the way hockey goes. I mean, we have created enough opportunities. That's what I'm. You know me. I'm always talk about creating opportunities, and if we weren't creating opportunities, then I would be worried. But we are creating opportunities, and we just need to make sure to focus on the execution of the skill and putting it in the goals. So yeah, I'm quite confident that will come. I'm not sure how many of you or most of you would have been in Raukala. You saw how it was a big crowd. There was some one-off things happening there. A lot of people playing in front of that big crowd for the first time. A lot of those sort of things play into. So to be honest, I was very, very proud of the way that our guys fought in both games. I think I said after the England game that I think that both teams will. That game will stand in good stead as the finals approach. I think that to have a good hit out like that was they're invaluable.
Coach, yeah.
The qualification
Knockouts confirmed. Is there any chinks in the armor that you would like to address against Wales before the bigger challenges come calling in the week?
Yeah, I mean, the obvious one, the ways that we score goals, both corners, we want to get them happening. We also want to try and be scoring more field goals. I'd like to keep the other end at a 0 would be nice, and that's been a pleasing result in the first couple of games. So yeah, I think they're probably the two focus points.
Hi, Arman. I've got two questions. An extension of Jaspreet's question. What is the status of Hardik's injury oblique strain? Basically, if you could elaborate on that. And the second question is, it's not often that you have, in fact, this is the first time that you're having a World Cup at two different venues. So how does this adjustment factor come into play? You've played 2 matches there, now you're playing one here, adjusting to the conditions. I mean, though they may not be that different, but also to the pitch. So yeah, on that.
Yeah, look, if you had, and I think I may have mentioned it straight after, the prognosis did not look good for Hardik at that point, and that was just me seeing it happen, knowing the history behind, something like that you normally see. The MRI was much better than we had have hoped, and gives us a little bit of hope for him to be able to play again in this tournament. Yeah, I'm not going to give you any of that information, but it was certainly better than we had have hoped. So that's the first part. The second part was, this is the first time the World Cup for the men. The women experienced it this year. It is a little bit different. However, we've had a very good break. There's been a 4-day break. I think if you had have asked me that question and there was only a 2-day break, then that would almost have been like Hockey India League, where you had a play day and then a travel day, a play day, a travel day. But so it's okay, and we're now ensconced in our hotel, and we've got training tonight again, and of course we've played here, a lot.
अच्छा, माय क्वेश्चन टू कैप्टन हरमनप्रीत सिंह. कैप्टन, पहला मैच में आपने 6 पेनल्टी कॉर्नर आपको मिला, इसमें एक ही गोल दे पाए आप. उसके हिसाब से हम एक पेनल्टी स्ट्रोक भी मिला, आप मिस किए. सेकंड मैच में भी सेम सिचुएशन, और पेनल्टी कॉर्नर या ड्रैग फ्लिकर भी अच्छे हैं हमारे पास, मगर आप पेनल्टी कॉर्नर क्रिएट नहीं कर पा रहे, और क्रिएट करेंगे तो डाइवर्ट नहीं कर पा रहे गोल में. कैसे रेक्टिफाई करेंगे आने वाले मैच में?
ऑफ कोर्स मेजर पार्ट रहता है जब भी टीम मैच होते हैं, तो एक अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी होती है जब आपको पीसी मिल रहा है. बट आप सही बोल रहे हैं कि कन्वर्ट नहीं हो पा रहा है. बट अभी ट्रेनिंग हमारा जो भी हमें बचा है, और वेल्स का जो पीसी डिफेंस है वो एनालाइज कर रहे हैं हम, एंड होप के जो आने वाला मैच है उसमें आपको देखने को मिलेगा उस चीज़ को. बट हम ट्राई करेंगे कि अगर डायरेक्ट फ्लिक जा रही है तो मेक श्योर कि एटलीस्ट गोल के अंदर हो, सो वी कैन गेट द रिबाउंड. और जब वेरिएशन कर रहे हैं तो उसमें हमें प्रॉपर अपना एग्जीक्यूशन होना चाहिए. तो आने वाले मैचेस में आपको देखेगा सर.
हरमन, मेरा प्रश्न आपसे सबसे पहले तो कल के मैच के लिए ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. और मैं ये पूछना चाहूँगा कि आपके मैच से पहले कि आपकी निगाहें थोड़ा इंग्लैंड के स्कोर लाइन पे भी होगी, क्योंकि अगर वे स्पेन को हरा देते हैं तो फिर हमें वेल्स को उतने मार्जिन से हराना पड़ेगा, उतने गोल के मार्जिन से हराना पड़ेगा, ताकि हम टेबल टॉप कर सकें, पूल डी को टॉप कर सकें और क्रॉसओवर को अवॉइड कर सकें. तो ये चीज़ें भी ध्यान में हैं या सिर्फ बिल्कुल प्रॉपर गेम पे फोकस?
नहीं, बिल्कुल ऑफ कोर्स ये अपडेट हमें मिलेगी तो बेहतर है, क्योंकि डिपेंड करता है. बट अपने मैच की बात करूं सर, वो हमारा फोकस है कि हमने अपना बेस्ट खेलना है. ऐसा नहीं कि अगर हमें चांस है कि हम इजीली 1-2 स्कोर से भी जीत सकते हैं, तो ऐसा माइंडसेट नहीं हमारा. तो हम यही ट्राई करेंगे कि जो भी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रही है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हम गोल करें, कि हमें कोई ऑप्शन ना बचे. तो वही ट्राई करेंगे कि अपना बेस्ट करें उस मैच में.
Coach, is that an advantage for you as well, that India will be playing next last, so you know the goal margin?
Sorry?
Is that an advantage for you, that you will be knowing the goal margin?
Oh, yeah, well, I think it gives you an objective, and everyone will know what it needs to be. Certainly better than, I suppose it's like batting and going out and you score what you score. And if you're always batting second innings, you always know what if you're batting second, you know what you're trying to face. So maybe that is, yeah.
Coach, just a question on preparation and mentally, is it any different when you go out in your first two group games and then you go out in your third game where you might potentially be looking at scoring this number of goals? So is there any difference in how the team prepares or how they are mentally?
Yeah, as far as the preparation is concerned, there is no, or there will be no difference. We always try and focus the same way, no matter whatever we are trying to achieve, and we're always trying to win the game. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we're trying to win, and then from there on in, we will see how things go. But and that will be decided by how well we are playing, and yeah. So no, we don't prepare any differently.
अभी रिसेंटली बात चल रही है और जो FIH प्रेसिडेंट है उन्होंने भी कहा कि वो पेनल्टी कॉर्नर्स को थोड़ा और सेफ करने की कोशिश करेंगे, रूल्स पे थोड़ा सा रीलुक होगा ताकि जो डिफेंडर्स हैं पेनल्टी कॉर्नर डिफेंस जो है वो थोड़ा सा सेफ हो सके. तो उनका सजेशन जो था वो कुछ इस तरह से था कि अटैक में थोड़ा टाइम एक्स्ट्रा लगे 1-2 सेकंड ताकि डिफेंडर्स को प्रिपेयर होने का टाइम बेटर मिले. एज अ प्लेयर आप इस चीज़ को कैसे देखेंगे, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी कन्वर्जन आसान नहीं है, बहुत मुश्किल होता है, स्कोरिंग उतना इजी हो नहीं रहा है. तो अगर डिफेंडर्स को और प्रिपरेशन टाइम मिलेगा सेफ्टी के हिसाब से, आप एज अ प्लेयर, एज एन एग्जीक्यूटर, ड्रैग फ्लिकर, इस चेंज को कैसे देखते हैं?
आई थिंक 40 सेकंड होते हैं हमारे पास, क्योंकि मैं भी पीसी डिफेंस में इन्वॉल्व होता हूँ. तो आई थिंक विद इन 40 सेकंड कुछ ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम हमें फेस नहीं कर रहे हैं. बट कभी कभी ऐसी सिचुएशन आती है कि आपको टाइम लग जाता है, बट विदाउट इक्विपमेंट आपको जाना पड़ता है कभी कभी. तो आई थिंक अच्छा होगा अगर हमें टाइम मिलता है तो, क्योंकि हम भी उस चीज़ में आते हैं. अटैक में तो हम हैं, एडवांटेज मिलेगी कि, बट पीसी डिफेंस की बात करूँ तो ऑब्वियसली अच्छी बात है अगर ऐसा होता तो. नहीं, कन्वर्जन नहीं, आई थिंक अगर टाइमिंग बढ़ेगा तो उसमें ऐसा ही है कि आप इक्विपमेंट अच्छे से आप आराम से डाल सकते हो, उसमें कोई आपको एडवांटेज नहीं मिलने वाला है. बट आई थिंक ऐसा कन्वर्जन वाला कोई बात नहीं है. बट एज ए पीसी डिफेंस में आपको अगर टाइम मिल रहा है तो आप बस उसमें ऐसा कर सकते हो कि आप प्रॉपर इक्विपमेंट अच्छे से डाल सकते हो, आप रेडी रह सकते हो. उसमें कुछ एक्स्ट्रा चेंज नहीं होगा, जो आपका प्लान है वो आपका सेम ही रहेगा. हाँ जी सर. बिल्कुल सर, क्योंकि सारे एक्सपीरियंस होते हैं लाइफ में, और आई थिंक ये फर्स्ट टाइम हो रहा है कि पीसी में स्कोर नहीं हो पा रहा है. तो एक अच्छा चैलेंज भी है हमारे सामने, और कोशिश यही रहेगी कि सर के आने वाले मैचेस में आपको गोल देखने को मिलेंगे.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.
Hi, Coach. Rahul from Red Sports. It will be a tough call to find Hardy's replacement in the next match. So how are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, we'll decide that tomorrow. I did say it's a nice try though. I like the trying to, but we have a 19 and we have a 20. So we have Raj Kumar and we have Jugraj, both there. So both options are available to us.
But Rajkumar Pali there, I mean, very good midfielder, but Raj is basically different.
Correct, that's right.
Definitely last question. Sorry, definitely last question.
Thank you, Coach. You spoke about creating chances in the matches, and you're pretty happy with it. So, what sort of conversations you're having with your attackers, forwards, and midfielders who run through? What different are you?
Yeah, look, I think the most important thing is a little bit of calmness. Ramsa. That's it's sort of. I think sometimes they perhaps rushing it a little bit, making not the right choices, and so those sort of things can happen in the heat of battle. As I said, I think against England we made a lot better choices. I thought their keeper played very well. We had a look at some really good clips today, and there were some good shots on goal, some nice saves. I think our positioning is going okay. We just need to execute it. I don't think there's too much that needs tweaking.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.